Hey guys, how's it going? So let's talk about why Mewtwo is so good. We all know Mewtwo is good, but how good Mewtwo is should be explained. Now, one of my personal favorite Pokemon is Kadabra, just due to the fact that how good it was in Gen 1. Kadabra's best stat is 120. Now let's look at Mewtwo's average stat, which is 118. Mewtwo's average is better than one of the strongest Pokemon in the game in general. Not only that, let's look at Mewtwo's move pool. It can practically learn every TM, at least every useful TM, but it gets even better. Although Mewtwo doesn't learn any new moves till level 63, it starts off by knowing Psychic, one of the best moves in Gen 1. Even if it just knew Confusion, it would be good, but the fact it knows Psychic, phew. One thing I'm wondering is if it will obliterate through the entire game, or will it have its drawbacks, since it's considered part of the slow level group, which means it takes many more experience points to level up, and that can pose somewhat of a challenge since there's less trainers as we progress and get further into the game. So one thing I decided was to fight the optional rival and trainers for the extra experience points. I believe it will benefit us in the long run. After defeating the optional rival, I make my way towards Brock's gym where I collect my first badge. Mewtwo practically one-shots both of Brock's Pokemon, Geodude and Onix, and I continue on. Before we continue guys, please make sure to subscribe and like the video for more content in the near future. Now, one thing you will notice is that I did not heal. Well, I do not need to. Mewtwo has such insane stats, I rarely need to heal. In fact, I only need to heal when I'm close to running out of power points. It's insane how much you can skip and how fast this run goes, but we're going to go ahead and skip since there's nothing interesting that happens between Route 3 and Mount Moon. So a fun fact about Mewtwo in Gen 1, due to Mewtwo's speed, if it is faster it will get a 25% critical hit rate, which is insane when you compare it to Gen 7's Pokemon. It falls around typically 4%. While in Mount Moon, I picked up the rare candy and I also picked up the TM water gun. Now let's go ahead and fight rival number 2. The battle itself is fairly easy. I could have potentially one-shot all his Pokemon with Psychic, but we kind of want a challenge, so that's why we used Swift. And we ended up two-shotting the Rattata. From there he sends out Eevee, we finish it off with Psychic, but nothing else in this part was too difficult nor interesting, so I decided to fight Misty next after getting the ticket for the SSN boat from Bill. But I one-hit KO'd the Staryu with Psychic. Up next is Starmie. Starmie was somewhat of a challenge. Misty used the X defend on Starmie, also used Hardened, which led to a 5-hit KO. And as you can see, my Mewtwo pretty much was half health by the end of this fight. So Misty was actually somewhat of a challenge, but oh geez, I didn't expect to take that much damage until the end game, nor lose to Misty alone. But it shows you that Mewtwo's attack isn't that overpowered, at least with Swift. Now with my current moveset, I'm pretty confident I can beat rival number 3, which I did. I ended up using Body Slam and Water Gun. I essentially one-shotted all her Pokemon except Eevee. He survived with a tad of HP, whatever, it's fine. After collecting the HM Cup, we go ahead and battle LT Surge. All we do is use Psychic and finish it off in 2 hits. Thunderbolt is going to be a useful TM much later on. So we made our way to Rocket Hideout, and now we're fighting Team Rocket's leader, Giovanni. Giovanni's fairly easy. We one-hit KO all his Pokemon, collect the scope, use an escape rope, Except the Persian, we ended up two-shotting the Persian, but that's fine. Most of the time he ends up being a two-shot anyways. With that being said, so thanks to the escape rope we used spawning us in Lavender Town, it saved us a trip, and now we make our way up to battle rival number 4. At this point, I'm pretty surprised I didn't teach Mewtwo Thunderbolt. I think it would have helped speed things up big time, but no worries. We're still cleaning up his team with Breeze. The Shelter is going to be a big problem much later on if I don't teach Thunderbolt to Mewtwo, but at the moment, it's no big deal. We wipe his Sandrew with Bubble Beam as well as his Vulpix, and his Eevee we two-shot with Bubble Beam. No big deal. We pretty much cleaned his team as if it was a breeze. After completing the Pokemon Tower, we make our way to Koga, the 5th gym leader. Yes, I know, I messed up. But don't worry y'all, we will fight Erica soon enough. I accidentally used Body Slam and thus caused me to get poisoned by Toxic, so now I have to finish this battle pretty fast, which I do. For those who don't know, Toxic pretty much causes poison but deals more damage as each turn goes by. I use Sidekick to one-shot the rest of his team and two-shot the Venomoth. After this victory, we collect Surf and Strength and make our way towards Erica and choose the fastest route to get to her and face Erica for the 4th gym badge. Erica was pretty much a boring fight. Nothing really happened due to the fact that since grass types are weak to psychic types, the battle against her was super easy and we pretty much one-hit KO all her Pokemon. And at this point in the run, I feel like I'm pretty under-leveled considering I'm only level 40. So I made my way towards the fighting dojo for some extra experience points. Next up, Pokemon Tower. Numero 2. This is where we come across battle rival number 5. We one-hit KO'd the Sandslash with Bubble Beam. Next up, Ninetales. We used Bubble Beam against the Ninetales, but we almost ended up one-shotting it as well. He used the potion, but no matter. We used Bubble Beam again and finished it off. See, at this point, Thunderbolt would be pretty useful, but it's okay. We used Body Slam, we finished it off with 2 hits. Next up, Kadabra, one-shot the Kadabra, and now Jolteon is next. We finished it off by using Body Slam as well. And Confusion. Now, a fun fact is the fact that his Eevee is now a Jolteon and has the move Pin Missile, which there is only 2 bug type moves in the entire game in Gen 1, which are Pin Missile and Leech Life. Bug types are super effective against Psychic type Pokemon, which can pose a threat to my Mewtwo considering it's a Psychic type. But due to the fact that Mewtwo has a high special, he seems unfazed. Remember, special goes for attack and defense in Gen 1. So now that we defeated Giovanni for the 2nd time, we can now go against Sabrina and see who really has the strongest Psychic type Pokemon, which of course was me. Against Sabrina, we really don't do much apart from Body Slam due to the fact that normal moves actually do a lot more damage against her Pokemon since they really rely on their special defense, special attack. So the regular defense is pretty low. After Sabrina, we face off the 7th gym leader, Blaine, the fire type gym leader. With him, we spam our water move, Bubble Beam, and knock out his Pokemon, collecting our 7th badge. Now on to Giovanni. Last but not least, but we're at the final gym now. With Giovanni, we get a flawless victory, knocking out all of his Pokemon with criticals. Do you see now how criticals are overpowered in Gen 1? It's insane. Ha 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 ha. Now that we got our last badge, now we're off to the Elite 4. But before that, we must fight our final rival one more time before our last main challenge awaits us. At this point, my rival's Pokemon don't pose a threat until I come across Cloyster. That's right, Cloyster. So as you saw, that execute poisoned me right before he passed out, which is something I did not think was gonna affect me. Like I said, up until Cloyster, he started using Clamp, and I'm poisoned. So this is like one of the nastiest combos there is. Clamp is, in other words, like a better version of Rap. And yeah, it got a little messy for a second. And I was hoping this Kadabra wouldn't outspeed me, but considering Mewtwo has better stats than Kadabra, I don't see how he would've. And Jolteon did scare me a little bit, just due to the fact that Pin Missile, so I thought he could have potentially finished me off, which something I was worried about. So at this point, now we're in the Elite Four, and the first person we have to fight is Lorelei, or Lorelei, however you guys want to call her. And we finished off for Duong. Yeah, I think I said it right. With Body Slam, as well as Cloyster. We finished them off with Sidekick. It was a one-shot. Slowbro was a little bit of a tough cookie. He didn't want to crack. We ended up body slamming him, and which caused paralysis. And then she used the potion on him. Finished it out with body slam. Jinx, yeah, she was a little tough cookie as well. And Lapras took about 2 or 3 body slams. We ended up finishing it. Then next up was Bruno, and how coincidental, now that I beat Lorelei, I want to teach Mewtwo Thunderbolt, which, I mean, at this point it's kind of useless, right? But we pretty much finished him off pretty easily with just Sidekick. He was cake. Just knocked them all out with Ice Beam. We replaced Bubble Beam with Ice Beam. It finished off the Machamp with Sidekick, and after that there's Bruno, which is possibly the worst rock trainer in the entire game. Like I said before, I think the dude in the second cave with the self-destructs, the hiker, I think he's a much better hiker than the Elite Four guy. But anyways, we're knocking out all of Agatha's Pokemon with Sidekick, pretty easy. I believe I did this flawless as well. My Mewtwo outspeeds all of their guys, and considering I am level 62, so I'm like on par with them. Next up, the last Elite Four general, however you want to call him, Lance, the Dragon type Elite Four member. No big deal. For Gyarados, I used Thunderbolt, finished him off. And for all the Dragonairs, I ended up using Ice Beam, which cost a one-shot to the first and second one. Aerodactyl, one-shot as well. I thought he was going to survive a two-shot. But even Dragonite, that one was the one that really surprised me the most. That one was fairly easy. And at this point, I think I even got that one flawlessly. I accidentally talked to him twice. No biggie. Next up, Gary, which some might call him Gary, other people might call him Red, however you want to call him. In other words, he's just my rival. Sandslash, finished him off with Ice Beam, super effective. Alakazam, we stuck to Body Slam, finished him off with Body Slam as well. Barrier, yeah, I don't think we want to learn Barrier. And that's honestly the first move Mewtwo learns by himself this late into the game. But the thing is, he learns the move so late just because you're not really supposed to have a Mewtwo at level 5 or starting. But no big deal. Finished off the Cloyster with Thunderbolt, which should have taught him that long time ago. Now Ninetales, yeah, he was kind of scared me for a second due to the fact that I was leech life, and then on top of that, Fire Spin, which does not let you attack. It's kind of another scary combo in this game. But we finished off his Jolteon with Sidekick, and then after that, we defeated all the champion. We defeated the champion and the Elite Four, which we won at this point. Time to see what time we clocked in with. So we just gotta talk to Professor Oak, and we finished off with a time of 6:14. You know, not bad at all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to comment, subscribe, like, and please share with anybody else that might be interested in this type of content. And as well as comment down below Who would you like to see next? Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed.